This is the Rolling with Tate podcast. I'm your host, Tasia, aka Tate, and today my guest is Danny Williams from DMV Breakfast Club Cycling. If you haven't checked out the Instagram page, you must. If you're a cyclist, if you're a cyclist enthusiast, he's everywhere. I just said it before we got on. He's everywhere. We met in person a couple of weeks ago when he came to New York, but I was just going through his page and Jamaica, North Carolina, California. He's everywhere. And he's interviewing some heavy hitters. So you definitely need to check that out. But we'll get into more about what Danny's doing, what DMV Breakfast Club Cycling is, and yeah, everything that you got going on. But first, let me thank you for being a guest on my podcast.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure. It is definitely a true pleasure.
Of
So yeah,
course.
just I appreciate everything you're doing in the cycling space. Well, in the exercise and just being active, space. I think that's important for us to be able to see it. Because if you see it, then someone can like follow that lead. So what you're doing is important work. What we're both doing is important work.
Yeah,
Say.
yeah. I appreciate that. Definitely, you are showcasing known and unknown cyclists to the world. Some people I was familiar with, some people I had no idea. I think most recently, a couple rode from, I forgot where they rode from. They rode a long way. And you
Yeah, they
interviewed them.
rode. Yeah, they rode from Florida to
Florida.
DC to do some lobbying on the Hill regarding some, stuff with the cancer screenings. Shout out to my girl Toya Mack. She actually introduced me or loosely introduced me and said she'll be out of the country. She's in Lagos, Nigeria.
Mhm.
Shout out to Pit Stop Community, Henry Adomu, and all them as well too. I rode with them in Ghana a couple years back, so it was that connection, that's going on. So it's we're connected. We're connected. It's not just us people of the diaspora,
Right.
but that's what I mainly focus on. But if you're a cyclist and you're down with the cause for just health, wellness, and just overall, just making sure you take care of your mental as well. Um, I'm with it. So that's basically what I like to do. Just find interesting people and interview them. Just have interesting stories we share. So
Well, you're doing a great job at that. I can tell you that. Um, so let's start at the beginning. How did you get into cycling, mainly as an adult?
mm. Well, wow. I mean, like everybody, they've been riding, but I
Mm-hmm.
guess cycling. No, I'll tell you what happened. I was riding to work because I live in DC and I got a little tired of just the driving commute, and riding was about the same as a driving commute. So I wasn't quite cycling like clipped in and all that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but I was doing that. And I live close to, I'm in Southeast DC, so right here, 5 blocks away from Anacostia River. So I did a little 10-mile loop, 8.5 mile loop around the river and everything else. I had this, old school aluminum bike, and for some reason I wasn't comfortable getting in the small ring, getting in the big ring, and I was in the small ring. And this is just straight honest, like straight up. I'm a little embarrassed by it, but it's kind of a funny story. There was a white dude in front of me, and I was hanging with him, and he dropped me, and I was like trying to figure out, man, what's going on with this, right? And then just did a little research and everything. Then I was like, oh, I'm not in my big ring. So then I
Mm-hmm.
did that. Couple years passed, COVID hits, and well, maybe a little bit before COVID, started riding. Just me and one of my buddies, just started riding for exercise, and so we're just gonna meet up, a couple days a week in the morning before work, start riding. Um, COVID hit, and then started finding out about some of these black cycling groups and get-togethers, and another shout out. I'm gonna give a lot of shout out. Shout out to Streets Calling DC. Streets Calling was my first group ride during COVID. That was on a Thursday night. We met at Martin Luther King Memorial, and it was like, I don't know, about 70, maybe 80 black folk in the evening. Group A, Group B that pushed off, and man, it was just a beautiful thing. Started doing that maybe 6 to 9 months into COVID, started clipping in. So I don't know if you considered a real cyclist if you don't clip in or not or whatever, but you get the story. Right around
Yeah.
that time was when I started getting into like what was really going on and getting bike computers and heart rate monitors and all that stuff. But like most of us, we've always had a love for bikes at some point, and what I kind of classify us as just we're still like trying to be kids, just more expensive equipment. You want that feeling like you were a kid. We have a little bit more independence, a lot more bills and things like that. But just jumping on that bike is just, less stress. Um, Also, rolling into what I saw in the DC area, especially during COVID, a lot of cycling clubs started popping up. And
Hmm.
I went on this ride. It was a night ride by We Ride DC. Shout out to We Ride DC. And all these clubs had their kits and stuff, but they were all like gathered almost like gangs, like in these little, groups, factions almost. And I'm sitting here just looking at them like, it's cool that we're all together, but it's not cool that we're not all together. It seems like everybody's just huddled up and like in their own thing, like not willing to like just ride around, give everybody shout outs and be like, hey, what's up, what's up, what's up, and stuff like that. So essentially, that's kind of where the thought of Breakfast Club came along. That we're not a club without other clubs. We have other route leaders from different clubs that ride with us. We connect with different people. So it was all about the connection and trying to bring us together because there's enough of us being separate in so many different ways. I was like, if we can do it, we got a fresh start to try to bring our people together. So that's kind of how I started cycling and where all that the inception of Breakfast Club kind of came from. That's kind of the story. So
Okay. Wow. Yeah. Here in New York City, there are a lot of clubs started popping up. I started riding a little before um, the pandemic, so 2017, 2018. But once the pandemic, there were all these cycling clubs and was so many people out riding, which was great because Monday I could ride with a group, Tuesday I could ride with a group, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, like there were so many groups, and that's how I met a lot of like my cycling friends through the COVID era, like the COVID time,
right.
um and yeah, just to see so many people out active moving on their bikes. So I know it was the same, like you said, for you in DC. um how important, so let me go back a little bit. So is DMV Breakfast Club, I know you said it's like basically encompasses different cycling groups, but is it a club in it within itself, or is it just, you have, all right, cycling group A over here, cycling group B over here, it's like is it an actual club itself?
DMV Breakfast Cycling Club is a club. Pull up on us every Tuesday, Friday, year round, minus precipitation, and we roll. We are one of the most consistent riding
Mm-hmm.
clubs in the DMV. We've been doing this for about 6, 7 years now. Every Tuesday and Friday, 6:30 a.m. like clockwork. Don't tell my employers, but no, it's all good. Um, our whole goal is just to try to get out before work and before the hustle and bustle, do 20 miles, and then just kind of like smell the roses. And it's a chill ride. It's just a chill ride through the city. We don't really have routes until we have large events like our women's ride. Then we'll organize a little bit more. What we say is we don't have routes. We have strong concepts. So we don't really have route leaders, although shout out to my boy Habib Samuel, BB in the house. He's my right hand man. He's the vice president of Breakfast Club Cycling. So when we meet up at 6:25 a.m. and we push off at 6:35 ish a.m. and people don't know which direction we going, so therefore they show up by 6:35 a.m. You know what I mean? So we just try to do things a little bit different. But I mean, when we get to the meeting spot, I'm just like, hey, y'all want to go left or you want to go right, and then that's how we determine where we're gonna go and do the 20. So we have like maybe 10 strong concepts that we follow to kind of call it a route or whatever. We keep our rides still pretty small. Tuesday we may have, I don't know, a big ride for us might be 15 people, on a Tuesday, or on a Friday, maybe 20. But I mean, when we have our events, it's something. I mean, people just pop through, come through. We've got jerseys, we've got kits, we've got all that stuff. But it's just more like locally, just showing love. I think our club is respected. Um, I think there's a lot of people that pop through, and we can get into that too, because the heavy hitter series and everything, the inception actually came from me inviting like some of these hitters to the rides, but we'll talk about that a little bit later
Mhm.
on because there's so much. There's so much. It's a multifaceted club. That's just like the physical rides, but if you start talking about the other components, still the story's not even told yet. Really, I mean, I don't know the exact direction that Breakfast Club will propel to. I could tell you where we're at now, where I'd like to see the club, but I think with it being small and I'm relatively autonomous and moving around, things are popping up and opportunities are coming up. So,
Mhm.
this it's a multifaceted organization.
Okay, so before we do get into that, so if I come on a ride Tuesday or Friday, am I gonna get dropped? Or is it gonna be, you say chill, but what type of
No,
chill ride is this?
no, I mean chill. If you look at our Stravas, we may be, I don't know, 13 miles per hour,
Okay.
14.
Okay.
We're in
That's chill.
DC too, so it's like we have our segments where we can move and groove, but we always regroup,
Yeah.
and we always stop to take a picture. Um and yeah, we just have it's just good fellowship. It's like no haggle zone, you know? Like everybody's just straight chill.
Okay. I like that. All right. So I told you when I saw you in New York that I would come down. I'll come down and ride. Definitely. On
Pull
a
up,
Tuesday and a
pull up.
Friday, you know, come down, check out DC. And I do want to ride in different cities and different places. So I'll make that a point to come down and ride with you guys.
I'll tell you, we pride ourselves in being about the only cycling club or ride in this area that I could bring a fast person like a racer and they'll thank me for going so slow. Because we see everything. I mean, DC is beautiful. It's a beautiful city. You never get tired of passing through certain things.
Right.
Most of our rides stay on the water, but we can go
Oh,
on the
okay.
hills and mountains as well. Some beautiful overlooks. And then you're passing through a lot of the places that are historical sites in a very short period of time. You could do a 15-mile ride here and see so much
Yeah.
and be right back before work starts that you're like, wow, this is crazy. We did all that like that quick. So it's one of those cities. I feel fortunate and blessed to be in this city at this time. So pull up on us. But if you don't make it,
Mm-hmm.
Saturday, April 3rd, 2027 is our women's ride, open to all. That's going to be great. We've got two phenomenal women that we're honoring. I already got that hooked up. I've been promoting already. So this will be our fourth annual ride. And I've
Mm.
got two people in mind for my fifth annual ride already. So we gearing up for that. That's the only ride that we really, really promote. It's very important to us. And we can jump into that too if you like as well too.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so April 3rd, 2027. is it just one big ride, everyone's doing the same miles, or is it broken up into different miles, different different cyclists?
It's one big ride. Everybody's doing the same miles, and it just got big this past year. We've been doing it for a while. The first one was I honored my friend Akila Matthews. She crashed really bad. She was a racer. It was one of those things where me and her close, and I really did it because I wanted to kind of show her some love and try to see how we could, unify the cycling community and they can get behind something. So I did that for a couple reasons. One, to just show her some love. Two, so she doesn't have to keep answering those questions like, "Are you racing again?" No, she's not racing again. But to just kind of say it publicly. So
Mm-hmm.
that was the first year. The second year, honored who I call my niece, Azira Franklin. I don't know if you're familiar with Azira, known as Z, cycling phenom in the area. She races for QRT or KRT QRT, but she also races for Bowie State.
Okay, I think I know who you're talking about now. Yes, I didn't know her name, but I know who. Yeah, yep.
Yeah, so if it just from a historical standpoint, this is the second historically black college or university to ever have a cycling program. So it was just timely to honor her and do that. The third year I had, or the just passed, I had Lori Sharp, Jamaican champion. Um, and I had Cheryl Osborne, who's the founder of Artemis, and they've been around for 26 years now.
Mm,
And she won a national title as well here, way back in the day. Not too far back in the day, Cheryl. You ain't that old. All right, Cheryl, you ain't that old. But these are friends of mine too. So it's not just I'm like just trying to pull names out of a hat and say, "Oh, how can we do this?" But the first year with Aquila, I don't know, maybe had 40 riders. Second year with the Zyra, maybe 60 or so. And this third year, people are telling, I didn't really do a head count, but people are telling me we probably had about 200 riders. So
wow.
it was a large ride. Um, Mainly because of the people that we're honoring, but also honestly, I'm putting in work. I'm putting in a lot of work to unify the area. I'm the person that was showing up to rides, and I know people are like, "Who the heck is this guy talking to me?" But I want to make sure I shake people's hands and I acknowledge people, whether you're a racer or you're in the D group. I want to get to know who you are just as a community member. And that's just who I am globally now. So
Yeah,
that's what I
I
do.
think that's really important, and it seems like you are unifying the cycling community. Again, going to the page, I'm just like, wow, you just some known cyclists and some unknown cyclists. I'm an unknown cyclist. you're talking to you, you're talking to like champions over there, and so it's great, and I appreciate you even wanted to interview me and taking the time out to talk to me, and yeah, so I really appreciate it, and I'm sure all the other cyclists as well appreciate what you're doing, so thank you. So
So where we go from here, Tay? Talk to
yeah,
me now.
okay, let's get into the mission of
Okay.
the DMV Cycling Club, DMV
Well,
Breakfast Club.
I stole the motto from my church. Give, help, and serve.
Yep.
That's one of our main goals. So we're forming a nonprofit or 501(c)(3) now, but we're already doing the work. So for example, I've done uh a jersey drives or donations that have been sent to Ghana, Jamaica. Got a call from someone a couple years back in the community. Uh, One of the young men that was a top ranked track cyclist in Trinidad
Mm,
crashed.
mm,
Teenage guy. Well, he's top five actually, and made some calls, worked it out. Talked to Lonnie Woods. She put me in touch with Damon Turner of LA Bike Academy, and we arranged for a track bike to be sent to Trinidad. I think this guy
Mm,
was like number six in the country. Now he's like number four.
mm,
So just being able to make some connections, and just through good relationships, we've been able to do stuff like that. Gotten some bikes and equipment down to Jamaica. Um, been able to help out some local clubs here, or local youth clubs. There's a lot of people doing a lot of work. I just try to tap in and see who's doing what, and to see how we can collectively move around our resources, um, and then also highlight our talent. So most people know me for the heavy hitter interviews or heavy hitter interview series. Um, I do have criteria with that. I got to kind of know you. We got to have a conversation. We got to be cool. You can't just be fast. You can't just be a racer
mm,
and not have anything to offer. There have been people that have assumed that I was going to interview them
mm-hmm.
because of their racing acumen, and I don't. It's kind of hard to tell a person no. So I may just kind of not blow them off, but you got to offer more than just your racing. And I don't know you. I don't have a relationship with you. I can't see what you're doing. You're not a leader in the community. You have to be somebody who I kind of like vibe with and gel with. Now I roll up on Tadej Pogacar or something. That might be different, but I don't know. I still like to keep that same format. I still like to be able to like have a relationship with someone, and maybe I don't do the interview at the time that I think I can. Maybe I catch them next time. Um so I don't know. I've taken some suggestions from some people about what I should do and how I should do it, but I still try to, stay true to like what I feel like I believe in, and have that authentic experience. I think when you see the interviews, you see authenticity, you see realness, and you see maybe some insight. It's not all about cycling, it's about life. What can we learn um today that our tomorrow self will thank us for? I try to get that and these elements out of the people that I'm talking to, and realize that like Gabby along said, we are multifaceted, multidimensional people. So it's not just about the bikes. For you, man, I saw your page, you skate. Somebody brought
Mm-hmm.
that to my attention. Oh man, yeah, it does, sister skates. It's like, but you may cook a mean pasta. I don't know. I mean, but there's so much more than just bikes. It's beyond that. I just talked to three-time Olympian Peter Aldridge
Mm,
just a couple hours ago, and we're just talking about like, man, our relationship is way beyond bikes. If you took away the bikes, I mean, we still would be like we're family, you know? So I think that's what it's about, building relationships and trying to make sure that our stories are told. And we all have very fascinating and unique stories. I don't have that many followers per se. I would say like thousands of followers. But I know when I do these interviews, people are highly engaged because I
they
have
are.
way more views and analytics that show that people are watching. I ain't hating on them. I wish they would subscribe, whatever. I mean, everybody likes numbers, but right now that's not my focus. My focus
Mm-hmm.
is building relationships, and these people that I have that I'm interviewing, I say 95% out of them, I have them on speed dial. So I could call and really talk to them and say, hey, what's going on? Are you in town? You in my city?
Mm-hmm.
Come through. Basically, it's just about building relationships. That's a long winded answer, but Breakfast Club Cycling is about building relationships.
Building relationships, and that you guys are doing a really good job at. I was about to ask you something. Podcasts. Did you ever think about doing a pod? Like you, I would say you do have a podcast in a sense, but do you ever think about doing a longer form version of what you're doing now, putting on YouTube?
So I do have a YouTube channel. I need help with that because I have well over 100, probably well over 130, 150 small interviews or segments. So I'm starting to. I've got some on the YouTube. I've been thinking about doing a podcast. I was also thinking about. Well, I'm not thinking. I am going to be doing this. It's a segment that I wanted to do called the Mayor's Corner,
Mm,
where I extend the interview and go a little bit more in depth. I did something like that at Bowie State with the late great Clyde. His last name is escaping me right now, but he was a athletic director of Bowie State. He passed away this past year, but from what I heard, Bowie State actually used clips from that interview at
mm,
his memorial service.
wow.
It was a beautiful thing. We talked for a good, I don't know, 8 to 10 minutes, just about life, his career, how he became athletic director, about Bowie State cycling program. So yeah, yes, yes, and yes, and yes. I'm considering a podcast, but you'll definitely see a little bit more stuff with an in depth format. I just have to figure out how to do it and make it kind of still authentic. I
Right.
know people's attention span is like 10 seconds, 30 seconds, 45 if you're lucky. So if me even doing 3 minute interviews is a lot. I mean, I think the content is quality. I could be biased, but I really think that if you really pay attention to these interviews and what people are saying, I mean, I just love just interacting with these people and allowing them to tell their story because it's a fascinating, journey, the cycling thing.
It
There's really
is.
hardly no money in it with a lot of these people, but it's a lot of passion. I mean, everyone is consistent with that. It's just 100% 10 toes down passion and love for the sport.
Yeah, you're right. Do you race or have you thought about racing?
I did one race and that was during COVID and I pulled myself cuz that wasn't my thing. It's funny you said that though cuz I was even thinking something. I crashed in Atlanta at One Love a couple years back, like 2024. And I didn't know what was going on. I thought it was going to be a bad crash. I was out for about 6 weeks, and yeah, it wasn't going fast at all. I know you talk about race. I'm kind of deriving from this, but I someone slowed up, and it was large group, unfamiliar, with the level of skill of the riders, whatever. Somebody slowed up, tried to avoid a hazard, slowed up, and came to the left. So I'm like, oh man.
Nah, you good.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, you
So
good.
anyways, long story short, I rolled with it, rolled on my left shoulder. This was a Friday. This was like the second ride of One Love, and my shoulder was jacked up. I still had to cook for 50 to 60 people for the KRT party because I have a catering thing on the side as well. And then I couldn't ride, and my bike was jacked up. I couldn't ride. At that moment, I really felt my calling towards like these interviews, like if I never if I'm never able to ride again, what's my contribution to this cycling ecosystem? And for me, I was really convinced like let me just kick this up a notch and have more dedication towards what I'm doing off the bike because I think my calling or my important role is more off the bike than on. It
Mm,
just so happens I love cycling like y'all do.
damn. I think I
That's
was.
the story I wanted to tell you. That's the story I really wanted to tell you. Like what our importance is, because a lot of people get hurt, a lot of people get injured. Bikes are bikes are everything to some people, and a lot of times you wrap your identity up in a certain thing, but you don't think about what if that all goes away. Like
Right.
what are you really here for? What are you really here to do? And to me, whether I'm on the bike or off the bike it's still that thing about giving, helping, and serving just stay in the
Mm,
forefront.
mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Well, I'm glad that you're okay. And I was at One Love that year too. I
Mm.
It was hot and I did the first ride and I had an asthma attack. After that,
Oh
I was
wow.
like, I'm not doing any long rides. So it was just the 25. On that Saturday, I did 25, came back and just chilled at the Major Taylor Iron Riders tent like the whole time.
Okay.
It was
Okay.
great. It was
Uh-huh.
great. But man, I'm glad that you're all right. I talked to Richard Cox the other day and
Okay.
I told him I was going to give racing a try. I told him next year I'm going to race. So I got to keep my
Okay.
word. Uh I'm a little nervous, a lot nervous. Just so close together and one false move from somebody else, everybody's down. So, but I'm going to give it a
You in New
try.
York. You in New York. Get with Coach David, CIS
Yeah.
Cycling. Shout out
Yeah.
to CIS Cycling.
Yeah.
He's the guy. We spent some time together in Brooklyn this past November. And again, family. He's not a friend of mine. He's family. But a lot of people go through his program,
Yeah.
and what I've found out, because you like challenges, you like taking on
Yeah.
these big endeavors. Do that because people are watching you and you're inspiring people. I think if you're gonna do it, get with the best. You
Yeah.
know. Um, but yeah, that's good. That's good. How is Bill doing? I got to get up to New York and talk to Bill too. I don't know if you guys discussed that, but I need to
No.
talk to him.
Yeah. He's doing
He was
good.
on the docket for interview. Yeah, he
Yeah.
was on the docket for interview, but
I
we just,
know.
during an event, it gets so busy and everything. But yeah, he actually reached out to me a couple days after the skyscraper and was like, "Hey, my apologies. We'll get
Mhm.
together." So yeah, I appreciate that too. So
Yeah.
yeah, go ahead, go for it.
I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go. I'm going to do it. So,
Go ahead, do it.
where do you see Breakfast Club in 5 years?
Wow. Oh man, I was thinking about just trying to get through 2028. We are we are planning. That's a very interesting question because I haven't really put out a 5-year plan for Breakfast Club. A lot of our planning has been around working with some of the Olympic hopefuls and
Mhm.
looking at LA 2028, and help support them, position them. Um, we're working with a couple of cyclists out of Jamaica
Mm.
that are Olympic hopefuls, and I'm actually going out to LA in August to support the All Black cast, which you some people don't know. Josh Hartman, well, he's from New York,
Mhm.
and Sterling Renault and Dalton Walters. They're attempting to break the national record at the USA Cycling Elite Indoor Track Championships. That's August 20 through 23rd. So I know you're talking about 5 years, but I literally right now and looking at like everything up to 2028. So I haven't done to 2030 yet,
Mhm.
but I know kind of like that reverse timeline. It's all about the Olympics and trying to make sure that, I'm, helping to give support to those that I know. But yeah, 2030, that's hard to say outside of we want to be a little bit more global, establish a little bit more presence within the African diaspora. We've been to Ghana, we've been to Rwanda,
Mm.
and so we've been different places. Kind of hanging out, following a few things. UCI championships. Plan on being there 2027 and 2028 as well, and 2026. I'm saying that because I think that it's important for us to have representation, especially in a sport that's been very, very much European based. I
Mhm.
think that we have the talent and we have the skills to put somebody, outside of B&M Gourmet, on a Tour de France type setting, and someone that and have a pipeline that can flourish. I'd love to be a part of that. I'd love to, be part of that collective story to say, man, that kid right there, that's now a young man, or that lady, is, got the yellow jersey at Tour de France or whatever. I'd love to see that in my lifetime. So if you're talking about like a 5-year plan, I don't necessarily have it,
Mm-hmm.
but hey, I'm 52. By the time I'm 62, I'd love to see some. I'd love to be at the Tour de France and be with have my arm around somebody like, hey man, I remember I gave you like a $20 for a meal or something like that. Now you buying everybody stuff. I wanna pay it forward.
Right.
That's the 5-year plan. I want to continue to pay it forward, and then show others that they can do the same. So that's the 5-year plan.
I hope that happens. As far as, I mean, I know it will. You'll continue to progress and flourish, on the trajectory that you guys are on now. Like, you just seeing it. You're consistent. And when I was talking to Richard the other day, and that's one thing that he mentioned about consistency. Again, just go to the page of what you are doing. And even from your rides, it's a consistent Tuesday and Friday. If the weather's fine, you'll catch us out there Tuesday and Friday. So as long as we stay consistent, something's gonna happen. Something's gonna happen. That I
Yeah,
believe that. You stay consistent and just focus on your goal that you have, something's gonna something's gonna pop off, and I'm gonna sit here and be like, I'm gonna just watch the numbers grow on from your social media to your YouTube channel, and I'm gonna be like you. I got your number. I'm like, I know him. I know them. I, I rode with that cycling club. I know them. So I'm
yeah.
just
Hit me up.
happy to be here for along the ride. But before we wrap up, I gotta ask a couple more questions. One, um, do you guys get like breakfast and coffee after your rides, or is it just like, all right, guys, I'll see you later, and y'all leave?
But funny that you mentioned that. Man, we just got breakfast this past Sunday, and people like all this time and we ain't never get no breakfast or anything like that for Breakfast Club. So we don't. It's the ride is really the breakfast. It's kind
Yeah.
of just do that or whatever. That's something that we've been thinking about incorporating. But yeah, we just pretty much ride and we just have a good time with each other. We just it's kind of like I don't want to call us a ragtag group or anything like that. A lot of professionals,
Yeah.
everything like that. But right now, I am growing. I'm probably like a lot of people. It's tough to ask for help. I'm relatively unorganized. So just asking for help is even hard because now I got to organize the people and figure out how they're
Yeah.
gonna help because I'm so used to doing it myself.
Yeah.
So we're developing, we're doing some stuff, but this next year for the women's ride, we're gonna have brunch. We're gonna have some
Okay.
food.
All
So
right.
we're gonna it's gonna be lit. I'm telling you, it's gonna be lit. I will tell you that one of our esteemed honorees is Tatum Brown.
Mm-hmm.
She's a recent Yale graduate, was Yale team captain. I got another one. We're just kind of going through we're trying to just solidify everything. I really want to tell you, I'm very, very, I'm so excited. I'm such a fan of this. I'm a fan of everybody, but I'm a big fan of this young lady, and she's doing some phenomenal things on the state level and also on the national level as far as racing. And she's doing stuff off the bike too. So you know, I wish I could. Maybe next podcast,
Okay.
I'll be ready. Or after
Okay.
One Love, I'm gonna make the announcement of who that second honoree is. But we trying to elevate it every year, every year, every year. So yes, I'll need to have breakfast. I'll have to have food on this one. We do. We can't just do something not have food. Now I had a sister that had her food truck there for the
Oh.
last one, so
Oh, cool.
try to support black owned businesses as well with that. But yeah, you come down. Maybe we'll do a little breakfast or something. A special
Thank,
guest, you know. Maybe we'll
thank you.
stop over somewhere.
Thank you. Thank you.
We
Thank
did
you.
that once. I'm trying to think who we were with, but we were at a course called Langston Golf Course. We meet
Mm,
just down the street from there. Langston Golf Course is also historic because that was the only course that African Americans could play on
mm-hmm.
um, during segregation. So that's right around the corner from where we meet up and push off from anyway. So sometimes I'll take a couple people there from out of town. They got an excellent breakfast there too. Yeah.
Okay. All right. And then last question. Do you have a favorite route in the DMV?
Kind of. So there's a group that I ride with, a small group called the DC. We just call ourselves the DC Bike Crew, and it's called the Lollipop. We meet Saturday morning at 6 a.m. We do a 40 miler, and it goes up through Bethesda and then come back down. Our whole goal really is to be back at that coffee shop by a certain time and have like an hour and a half of fellowship.
Mm,
If we do a 60 miler, we may leave at 4:35 in the morning or 80, you know, it just depends. But we try to make sure that we have that fellowship time at that coffee shop. But I would say right now that's my favorite route and my favorite time to you know, just be with the guys. Or and ladies. Sometimes we get with other groups and we combine the ride. But honestly, Tay, I mean, I as much as I, you know, talk to people and help galvanize, there's nothing like that small ride.
mm-hmm.
I mean, I got friends that are women that I ride with. No offense to them, no shade. There's nothing I like better than like three, four, five, six of my guys,
Mm-hmm.
and just not the big hoopla group ride, Instagram, pulling out your phone, taking all this, but we just getting it, taking turns, pulling. I may get dropped on these hills because I got a little weight. There's nothing I enjoy better than the small rides, you know,
Yeah.
and putting in a little work. And I get that on my Saturday ride. It's beautiful. It's just going through the park. You would not even think that you're in a part of DC. But yeah, that's
Yeah.
my favorite route.
Nice, nice, nice. Thank you so much for taking the time out again to sit down with me, um, telling me and the viewers about the DMV Breakfast Club Cycling, all that you are doing, all that you look forward to doing. I appreciate it. Is there any final words before we wrap up?
Oh man, I hate to wrap up with you. But I guess if it was any final words, um, I would say, at least for me, I try to be open. I try to be fluid. I try to be receptive of information that's given to me, and if it's really good information, I'm not going to hold it. I pass it on. So you know, I think this whole thing with cycling, this is about the only sport that or activity that I've ever been involved in that people wrap so much into it, so much passion. You see people's social media tags, something with cycling in the name. You don't
Mm-hmm.
really see that in running or bowling or, you know, whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
It means a lot, but I also know that it could mean so many things to so many different people that it's good to be open. Hey, I ride with a speaker on my bike on Tuesdays and Fridays. Faux pas. You know, if you're really cycling in these
Yeah.
clubs, like you have to be a certain way and have your, you know, 50,000 Louis Vuitton bike, and you can't ride with us unless you can average 20 miles per hour. And what's your FTP? And
Yeah.
who won the past 10 Tour de France's? And oh man, just ride your bike, have fun, relax. Know there's levels to this thing, and there's so much diversity, culture, and history in the sport that everybody should just respect it and just enjoy it. If you get to the point that you don't enjoy it, leave it alone, relax. It's not that serious. take up fishing or golfing or something else. But as long as you're riding, anytime you come back, rubber side down is a good ride. But I'll leave with just stay open, be fluid, be receptive, and just show some love, and you get some love.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Danny, where can people find out more about the cycling club, your YouTube channel?
Okay, well, everything's pretty much under DMV Breakfast Club Cycling. That would be Instagram, YouTube, and Strava. So we're developing Breakfast Club Cycling Foundation.
Mm,
So we're going to be dropping the DMV because I'm trying to do some global stuff and setting up the 501(c)(3). So stay tuned for that. But yeah, that's how you can catch me.
right. Well, I'm gonna follow you on Strava and
All
YouTube.
right.
All right. All right. This is the Rolling with Tay podcast. I'm your host, Tasia, aka Tay. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.